Þágufall lýsingarorða. Dative of adjectives. The endings for adjectives in the dative singular are as follows, with the strong forms on top and the weak ones underneath. Kallkyn, veikum, glöðum, nýjum. Kvenkyn, veikri, glaðri, nýri. Hvorugkyn, veiku, glöðu, nýju. And then the weak forms, kallkyn, veika, glaða, nýja. Kvenkyn, veiku, glöðu, nýju. And hvorugkyn, again, veika, glaða, nýja. In the plural, there is no gender distinction as in the nouns, and in fact the strong ending is the same, veikum, glöðum, nýjum. The weak ending is the same as in all other cases, so it's veiku, glöðu, nýju. Here you can see where these dative forms fit into the overall declension. So klókur, klókan, klókum, kallkyn, klók, klóka, klókri, kvenkyn, klókt, klóku, hvorugkyn. And then the weak forms, klóki, klóka, 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 klóku, klóku, and klóka. Og fleirtala, klókir, klóka, klókum, klókar, klókum, klók, klókum. And the weak form, klóku. This slide shows how an adjective like glaður declines in the nominative, accusative and dative. So we can see glöðum, glaðri, glöðu for the strong singular, glaða, glöðu, glaða for the weak singular, glöðum for all genders in the strong plural, and glöðu in the weak plural. This shows how an adjective like nýr declines in the nominative, accusative and dative. So take note of the J insertion when the ending starts with R or U, but also note the double in the feminine dative singular, nýri. So all of our dative forms are nýjum, nýri, nýju, strong singular, weak singular, nýja, nýju, nýja, strong plural, nýjum, and weak plural, nýju. This slide shows how an adjective like grænn declines in the nominative, accusative and dative. So in the feminine singular we have assimilation of the N in the stem and the in the ending, which gives us NNE. So instead of grænri we have grænni, and that's pronounced with the T insertion. So all of our dative forms there are grænum, grænni, grænu, strong singular, weak singular, græna, grænu, græna, strong plural, grænum, weak plural, grænu. And finally, we have the declension of an adjective like gamall in the nominative, accusative and dative. So in the feminine singular, we again have the assimilation of the L in the stem and the in the ending. So the ending is e. So gamalli, and again pronounced with a T insertion. So all of our dative forms together are gömlum, gamalli, gömlu in the strong singular. The weak singular, gamla, gömlu, gamla. Strong plural, gömlum, and weak plural, gömlu. Þessi follows a similar pattern to the adjectives in the dative. In fact, the endings are identical, apart from the feminine singular, which keeps its stem R. So þessum, þessari, and not just þessari, but þessari, and then þessu in the neuter. And then the dative plural for all of them is þessum. The final thing to consider is the declension of the numbers 1 to 4. 8 has 3 distinct gender forms in the dative, just as a singular adjective would. The pattern in the dative is effectively the same as for an adjective like grænn. So einum, einni, einu. The numbers 2 to 4 have highly irregular dative forms. But the good news is that they also lose the gender distinction, so there's only 3 forms to remember instead of 9. So we have tveimur, þremur, and fjórum.